Primetime family, we are here with Dalton Davis. How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this your first CRS?
First CRS. Got to come and watch last year, and now get to experience it this year.
So what's the experience like so far? I know you're only a few hours in, but what's it like?
Honestly, it's quick. You know, we're moving around a lot. I'm just happy to be here. Excited to be playing the Ryman tomorrow and
Absolutely.
experience.
So you're in Arlington town. Tell us where you're from and how you got started in music.
I'm from a little town called Bessemer City, North Carolina, close to Gastonia, about an hour and half west of Charlotte. Been playing music my whole life. Went on my first fly date when I was 12 years old, so kind of been picking and grading my whole life, and managed to wind my way into a record deal last fall with MCA Republic.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So was music always easy to you, or was it something you kind of just like, had to work on?
Honestly, I always tell people, I think the reason I stuck at music is because it was the one thing that wasn't easy
Right.
for me. A lot of other things kind of came naturally, and I had to really work to be a musician, and still I'm working every day to be as good as my friends. So it was like the one thing that was like, okay, now we're going to go figure this shit out.
So tell us about the recent music you put out. We got Cows in the Front Yard and a Redneck and You Know It. That's been a big hit on socials. Tell us the process of putting out both those songs.
Yeah, Redneck You Know It kind of started everything for us. My producer is named Messi in town, and that was the first song we ever did together. That night we drank 2 bottles of Casamigos and got in the studio and came out with that song the next day. And we're like, oh shit, I guess we can do this. And so we started kind of, rock and roll and started building out this project. And they're both anchors to a bigger album that's going to come out later this fall. And Cows was the first song we put out with the label. It was a cool song. The epitome of being a rich redneck is putting cows in your front yard. So we're like, okay, we don't have it yet, but one day we're going to, so let's talk about it. And they kind of started everything. It got a bunch of organic ads to country radio and kind of just expedited the process.
That's great.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know you and haven't maybe listened to your music yet, how would you describe your sound, and maybe who are some of your influences?
Yeah, I think we're a melting pot of, kind of all music. I'm equally as influenced by Garth Brooks as I am Lil Wayne. So, we talk, you can kind of see that in songs like Cows in the Front Yard, but you'll see the Garth influences in our next song. We're putting out Blue, and, kind of melting pot. We were out cowboying last week in Oklahoma, and one moment, George Jones would come on, then T.I., and then T-Pain, and then Ray Charles, so you never know what you're going to get.
No, that's really cool. So tell us about your touring schedule this year and what that looks like.
Yeah, so we're playing a couple of rock countries, and we got a couple tours right now that we can't talk about just yet, but it'll be some of the biggest shows that I've played in my life, so I'm very excited about that. And it's going to be a fun year.
So have you played festivals like Rock the Country and stuff in the past?
I played the Big Valley Jamboree in Canada last year and a couple of other ones, but these will be the first big ones we played in the States.
So compared to maybe a normal show in a town and then playing festivals, tell us the difference between the two.
Imagine you're at the fair all day, at the end of the fair you got to go play music. That's the best way I could describe the festival, because everybody's backstage having a good time, and everybody, shooting cornhole and drinks and having a good time, and then all of a sudden you're rocking out with the boys, and then you're getting to see the artists that you grew up with play right after you. That's the coolest feeling.
What's your most favorite show you've played?
The first song I learned how to play was Country Boy Can't Survive by Hank Jr. So to get to open for him last year and open for him in Alabama, we play a song on our set every night that talks about learning how to play Hank Jr. songs. To play that song and open for Hank Jr. was the most full circle moment of my career.
Well, Primetime, you heard it first. Dalton Davis here at CRS. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.